screaming, and then some singing and more screaming.
In the shrine, broken, entwined, I feel my inside breaking down. I bury it in time. I want to be part of life. Did treat something of my mind? If that's what you like, your legions will blur the light. A strange place so full of opposing forces. I had a dream of schism forced the rule of night. And torn, I let the walls of a silence. And torn, till there's nothing left to stay. Nobody follow me. They said it's a cruel world. I learned the rules of a sadist. So I lay myself down in the shape of a body. I live in the figurative. I want to be part of life. Detritus open up my mind. If that's what you like. I did it.
Oh, yeah. We did it.
Look at that.
How'd that go?
My heart is just pounding from all the work I just literally did just now.
Just now. That
That's
just
cool.
happened.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Hello. Hey. Hello.
There's
Hi.
so many of you in all these different places.
Yes. Many different places.
Yeah.
And we are all here together through the computer.
Notice the luxury.
Yes.
Normally you just see us.
Yeah.
Normally you just see a bunch of dumb stuff off of our phone.
Yeah.
But now you guys get to see, look, there's stuff, there's widgets.
Yes.
There's things there's a ticker that ticks across the screen.
Yeah.
How are you guys doing?
How is everyone?
We don't normally.
We're live.
Yeah.
We're here.
We don't normally get to have all these streams crossed. God, this is like if you accidentally book 2 dates at once and like you're like, oh, I forgot that I had a date with my Facebook girl while I have a date with my YouTube girl. So like you guys are all just meeting each other. You're all seeing this at the same time.
This is like that scene in Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah.
When you show up to the
Drive-by
restaurant.
fruiting? Oh.
Yeah.
This is like the scene in Mrs. Doubtfire when those children are reminded that their dad doesn't really love them. That's my favorite part of that movie, is at the end when the dad stands up in the restaurant and tells all the kids that that they make him sick and that he can't wait to get out of the marriage.
That I don't think that was meant to be like a good takeaway. From
Yeah,
that movie,
that's my favorite part. It really empowered me. But anyway, enough about Mrs. Doubtfire. Let's talk about me.
Let's talk about that video that just came out.
What'd you guys think of that?
Did you like that video?
I bet.
Bill, what did you think of the video, Bill?
Be honest.
I've seen Courtney make a lot of videos in my time, and that's definitely one of the stronger ones.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think it turned out pretty well.
Yeah. It must be nice to have those 64 audio in-ear buds to make your life awesome.
Yeah. Everybody, we all want to have in-ears, but, vocalist and drummer get to go first. Everyone knows that.
But that being said, we have that video right now posted on something very special.
Yes.
Yes.
We have.
Take it away, guys.
Michael, you know what, Michael? You do the honors. You tell them what we're doing.
We have a Patreon.
We have a Patreon now.
Patreon.
Yeah. You guys know what that is?
It's a thing that you can go and visit.
You know how every time you guys are sweet and nice, sweet angels, and you donate money to us, and we go, oh, we just feel so bad. If there was a way that we could earn it and, not feel like pieces of shit about it. Mm-hmm. Guess what? Now there is. Now we're going to earn it, guys.
Yeah.
So we need you to sign up, because the more of you that do, it will leave us no choice but to do cooler stuff.
We have to do cool things.
So right now, we just put it out today. Some of you will be the first to weirdly enough, some of you signed up before we even announced it just now. And I don't know what you were Googling, but you found us on Patreon and you signed up. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we have a lot of cool stuff coming up to show you. There's so much stuff that we've been documenting, and it's like, I don't know why I've just been documenting everything, because I just thought it would be interesting to be able to look back from the very beginning of getting together and forming our new songs that we're working on. And I was like, how and where are we going to put this? Because where I don't really know what this will have as a role, like on our channel. Like, I don't know if it makes sense. So having this Patreon is going to give us a spot to give you, like, what some people might feel is mundane is the stuff that I like to nerd out about for bands and artists that I support. So there's going to be hella stuff on there.
Lots of things.
Like, give some examples, guys.
Bill, do you have some examples?
Yes. So we're going to have everything from the music side of stuff, like gear talk, guitar playthroughs, Michael doing some recording, all the way to like style stuff. Like, I'm a barber, so there's going to be hair stuff in there. Courtney's going to have makeup stuff on there. There's going to be stuff from recording. There's going to be stuff from when we're hanging out. There's just going to be so much stuff. You're never going to want to not be subscribed to it. And then
you're going to get fired.
Too, right?
Yeah. You're going to get fired from your jobs.
Yeah.
Because you're going to spend so much time hanging out with us on there. And we are going to get fired from our jobs too.
Mm-hmm.
From not going anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. You heard it here first. We're all quitting.
But there's also going to be some perks where you can hear songs for the first time.
Yeah.
Guitar tabs. We're giving away some test pressings of vinyl, which is really cool.
That's a big one.
There's only a few of those actually available right now. So
handwritten lyrics.
Yep.
Private chats with us. Sexual if you pay more money.
Yes.
That's
but yeah,
the $100 one.
Yeah, that's the $100 tier that doesn't exist yet.
For all those Bitcoin miners out there.
Oh yeah, big time.
I'm so happy that there's so many familiar screen names in this chat I'm seeing right now that I really like. Why don't we go start?
We should
answering questions.
We should also mention that everything that you guys comment, whether you're watching on YouTube, we're streaming on multiple platforms right now. So if you guys have any questions or you guys want to say anything, they're going to filter through to us. So we'll be able to see on basically everything. So fire away.
Yeah. Anything you want.
Anything.
We'll answer
There's
everything.
no limits.
Anything you've ever wanted to know, we'll answer here in the most high profile fashion
Yes.
that we ever have.
Yes.
But yeah, so where do we see the we don't want to watch this. This
Yes. So I'm going to move over. Danny asks, will there be memes?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Sure.
There'll be memes.
You know what? We're just old enough now that like we are cringy enough and we will just really want to identify with our fellow kids. So we will 100% be fellow kidding you and trying to relate to you with all sorts of very cringy, outdated memes.
Hello, fellow children.
Yes. So 100%. Thank you so much for your question, Danny.
Mm-hmm.
I saw you at the Travis Scott quick Fortnite show.
Yeah. I saw you at the that was so youthful of you, Bill.
I know.
The way that
I'm showing them how it's going to be.
Have you been on that Reddit website lately? Is that where you got that from?
I've been on TikTok dancing.
Yes.
You kid.
Ooh, Randall Smith asks, you guys are an amazing band. Where did Courtney learn to be such a badass?
I learned it from a young age to survive. I had 4 little brothers, and every night to decide who ate the most food, we would have to fight until there was a victor who beat up all the other children. And then once everyone else was knocked out, the victor was able to eat extra chicken and therefore become stronger and more badass. So that
was it always chicken? You guys only eat chicken?
Yep. From the chicken farm.
That's why you're a vegetarian now?
Yep.
Because of the nightmare?
You're checked out.
Because I don't want to be any cooler. So thank you for that. Now I've relived my childhood horrors, Randall.
Yeah, thanks, Randall.
Thanks, Randall.
Randall. Go build some more amplifiers, Randall.
Yeah, Randall.
Yeah, Randall.
Go smith us some more amplifiers. I like how Randall just complimented us and said nice stuff, and then
we love you, Randall.
You stop.
Randall, don't listen to these boys.
No.
I'd battle them for you any day.
For the chicken.
For the chicken.
Chicken.
Well, let's see. Are you? Oh, Henry.
Henry asks, are you planning someday to tour Latin America?
Henry, we would want nothing more than to come down to Latin America and say buenas noches to you, because that's all we want. It's in fact one of our dreams. Luckily for us, obviously not luckily for us, there's a giant world pandemic. But aside from that, we recently have secured a North and South American booking agency that is going to be helping us. And so I feel like we are one step closer to getting to hang out with you in Latin America. It's honestly every band's dream. Mm-hmm. Every North American band that I know wants to go down to South America. And it's just kind of a thing that's been on a bucket list of mine to get to go play music for you guys. So I hope to be there soon.
Yes.
Yes.
My bones will not hurt as much. I hear that the nice weather is good for old people's bodies, like myself.
It's good for arthritis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Okay. Eric asks, I don't know if you could, but I'd love to do a cover of Blessed Be. I came out of an abusive relationship, and that song really speaks to me. Is there a way I can get the instrumental version?
Oh, well, first of all, thank you for sharing that. It's a hard thing to have to talk about.
No kidding.
And I'm so happy that you love that song. I don't know. We're going to put some instrumental versions of our stuff on our Patreon. But, even if you don't end up joining that, just message me. Message me on Facebook. I think that you would love doing that. And then at least there'll probably be like a guitar playthrough instrumental for you to, if that's what I like to do. If I can't find the instrumental version of a song I want readily available, if I can go find like a YouTube video of them playing it on guitar, I will just practice to that.
Yeah, you could, worst case scenario, you could rip it from YouTube. I have a guitar playthrough up on our channel from that. But yeah, you should message Courtney and
because we'll put that on Patreon. But
yeah, we'll get you figured out.
Yeah, and that makes me so happy. I can't wait to hear it. I really hope that it makes you feel better to get to sing along to it.
Yeah.
How do I warm up? Zebian, that's a very hard question to answer for me. You know what? I don't warm up, and I'm not telling you guys this to say that you should also not warm up. But when I'm on tour, I am just trying to preserve my voice. And, sometimes doing a warm up will fatigue my voice a little too much. And then I'm really sore for when I am actually go on stage. So rather than like a warm up, I more so just do like the equivalent of gentle stretching. And I go like this. And I go, and I just like have a nice low note in my throat, and it kind of just helps everything relax. So you probably want to do the opposite of me. But so don't take what I do to heart. You should seek out the advice of a pro.
Yes.
Does taking the cover of the shirt mic help both screen? I can show you right now if you want. Hold on. Just kidding.
Yeah. You should.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? We usually take the cover off, and then we'll put a pop filter in front for that.
Sounds all dead and muted with the cover on it, in my humble opinion.
I'd say so too. Yeah, we ran into that the other day when we made that Rule 9's one take video that we showed at the beginning of this video. It just I don't know. It's almost like having like a blanket over your microphone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't understand. It's good. It's probably, it's good if we were like radio DJs.
Yeah, at 106.9 KMTV, you're live.
The Squid.
The Squid and the Monkey live at KMTQ 106.7
at Kiss XM.
Yeah.
I like
and now
that.
Ed Sheeran. Sorry, what did you say, Bill?
Squid and Monkey is awesome.
Squid and Monkey.
That sounds like an indie band.
But to answer your question,
Hi, Squid and Monkey.
But to answer your question, yes, I think it does help, and you should try it and put a pop filter in front of it.
Do it like
we're
this.
Big fans. See?
Look at that.
See?
Look at it.
Yeah.
Look how cute it is like that.
Yeah. All right.
What is a squid machine, and where do I eat one?
You know what? If you have to ask, you don't deserve to know.
Yeah, that's top secret stuff. That's stuff on like tier 9 of the Patreon.
Yeah, if you go,
it doesn't even exist.
If you go to the 9th tier of our Patreon, then you'll understand what that is.
Yeah, it's when you sign up for all tiers.
It's our deathcore side
twice.
Project.
Yeah.
Squid machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually. How do you know the name of our new album?
Yeah. If you named our album that, I'd drop kick you off.
I don't name the albums. Why would I name it that?
Wait, look, that person's joking. Their name is J and their last name's K. J.
Oh, we're on to you, JK.
Wow.
You think you're so clever.
Next.
Hey, I just want to say quickly, the questions are kind of coming from all over the place, guys, from different platforms. But for the people that are on YouTube and are super chatting right now, thank you so much. You're spoiling us. That is amazing.
And we'll, just keep on asking. And, Cody is the lord of this chat. So
yeah, we have a moderator going through the questions and stuff. So
if Cody doesn't like it, he's going to delete it. He's going to say, you know what?
Yeah. He's going to veto it.
He's going to give it a big X.
All right. Joshua Hobbs says, any chance of some bass playthroughs going up on YouTube or Patreon? Bill?
There is a chance. There's a very good chance.
There's a very good chance.
And there's going to be some other bass stuff coming up too that I'm working on for various platforms. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled. All that stuff. I see people asking questions about string gauges and picks, and I get a lot of questions about pedals and stuff. That'll all be on there. Yeah,
we're going to be doing in one of the tiers we're going to be doing learn how to play X riff, like whatever one, and we can take votes and stuff as to what riffs people want to learn or get more in-depth breakdowns of. So yeah, that's definitely a thing for sure. Yeah,
we have a pretty unusual rig for bass. Like we have our tuning's very low, and it's very low. There ain't enough strings, and so I think that Michael and Bill have kind of I think they've figured it out. So I think you might be interested in that. Keep your eyes peeled.
All right. Your eyes peeled. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, Sophie asks, will you guys be rescheduling some UK dates? We have a mighty need over here.
Oh, that makes me so sad just to think about that.
We were so close. We were
Ugh.
1 day away from hitting the UK.
Sophie, we didn't want to like be big babies because everyone's tours were canceled and stuff. But like if you knew how excited every band on that tour was to come over, you guys, I can't even explain how excited we were to get to the UK. Every band.
Oh yeah. We had one of the bands on the tour, Polar. They kept talking about this one pub. Do you guys remember what it was called?
Witherspoons.
Witherspoons.
It's just the chain,
For like 2 weeks, they kept on talking about it. And then Bill, what was that place that you kept talking about you wanted to go?
Cyberdog in Camden.
Cyberdog?
Yeah, you want to get a fanny pack from Cyberdog.
Man, I saved up extra money so I could go shopping at Cyberdog. I brought special outfits just to wear in England for the shows.
What?
I was devastated. You know that my English soccer shirt, and then I have that other English shirt, and then I brought my English soccer jersey.
You put so much thought into it.
We all you guys. We had this whole stupid thing that we were like the British band was like, all right, we're gonna go to Spoons.
We're gonna go to Spoons.
We're gonna go to Witherspoons, and we're gonna get a coffee mugs, and then you can fill them up at any Witherspoons.
Anyone.
And so
in the UK. So
then on the way to the UK, we still had to go there. We still had to go to London to fly out. So on the way there, we were all the whole time like, all right, we're gonna go get fish and chips together when we go to the UK.
Yeah.
So that when we were on the ferry from France to the UK, we were like, you know what? And all of us got fish and chips. And like every single person hated their fish and chips.
It was gross.
But it was like good. They were like, it's French fish and chips.
Yeah.
Sucks.
It's not the same.
And they were like, do you want tartare sauce?
Yeah.
Well, actually, they didn't even ask. We had to go back and be like, we need vinegar and tartare.
I was sent back to stand in line again to get the condiments, and it was like €4 for a thing of tartar sauce.
Yeah, I think I made Bill spend like $10 on sauces,
and we didn't even finish it.
So it was such bull crap.
Yeah.
So
I had to spend my Cyberdog money on tartar sauce.
Yeah, so we miss you guys so much. So it won't be rescheduled.
But we're hoping that something happens when
we're allowed to go.
Yeah, we want to come back, but it's just impossible to actually, after the burial might be able to reschedule, but it will be almost impossible to have the whole tour package come back somewhere. But we all want to come back, on our own. We all so badly miss you guys. So I hope we see you soon.
Yeah. Yes.
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 Yes. Wait, ballads or ballets?
Ooh, ballets. I like the thought of that.
Is there any chance that we get ballets on the upcoming album or even the interlude? I'll dance. But if you mean ballads, you know what?
There's some ballady songs. There's even potential for an interlude. So
yeah, and I'm happy that you enjoy that. So thank you. We got some rockin' ballads.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Monster Ballads, like from the 80s when all the compilation CD, when all of the 80s metal bands do, they all have a slow
Every
song?
Rose Has Its Thorn.
Yeah, like that. It's going to be like that.
Jesse's Girl.
Available now. Yep.
From Squid and Monkey FM.
Yeah.
Lol, are you drinking chocolate milk from a wine glass?
First of all, this isn't Chalky Moo Moo.
No, it's not Chalky Moo Moo.
This is more grown up. This is iced coffee.
It's iced coffee.
And it's vanilla oat milk with the iced coffee because it's sterile and I like the taste.
Yes.
What do you think about the oat milk? I found some in the fridge today and I'd never tried it before.
I like it.
It just showed up?
Well, I'm sure my wife bought it, but I was like, this is what everyone's talking about. Why, did you guys put it in there last time you were here? 4 months ago?
It might even still be good if we did.
Yeah.
I drank it and I was like, oh, it's okay.
I like it.
I drank it and I fell asleep for 12 hours.
I like it. You heard it here first. Ryan, if that is your real name, it's not chalky moo moo juice. It's coffee.
It's
grown up coffee. No, there's not even any sugar in it. It's that grown up.
There's no shug.
Yeah. But yes, it is a wine glass.
Yes.
Because it makes me feel fancy.
Yes.
Yes.
Next question.
Next.
How do you come up with the lyrical content for your songs? All of them really speak to me and seem to come from a very emotional place.
Oh.
Asks Mackenzie.
Thank you, Mackenzie. That's so nice of you to say. The way I come up with stuff, I don't overthink it. It just kind of it clerms to me. It clerms right to me. But I do feel like any song that I'm very proud of, which is, hopefully all of my songs, I come up with pattern and melody first, and I focus on pattern and melody first. So that kind of starts to show itself to me. But yeah, I feel really pretentious saying that, but like I don't ever feel like I'm writing something. It's like a little puzzle, and then it shows itself. It presents itself to me at some point. Sometimes it takes an hour, sometimes it takes a year, but it eventually all like the puzzle pieces all come together. So I do pattern and melody first, and then through that, certain words of the puzzle will show themselves, but not
show yourself,
but not full sentences. So I will build a sentence around something that I think is phonetically pleasing. Does that make sense? This is something I will explain a lot more on our Patreon, because it's something that I find it really interesting. I seem to be drawn to artists that write this way and don't just write lyrics and then try to just like shove them into the song. And I don't know what it is. That just works for me. It's like the song's in my head, and it just takes a little while for it to like show itself to me, if that makes sense. And yes, it is from a very emotional place. It's all my songs are just me being depressed.
Dun-dun-dun.
Dun-dun-dun.
Next question. I've heard several people compare you all to Deftones. What do you think of that comparison? And do you all draw any inspiration from the band?
Hell yeah,
Bill, how do you feel about being compared to Deftones?
That is probably one of the best and most nicest comments I've ever had being in any band.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm sure like a lot of people, that's a band that I grew up with from being a very young teen, and I've never stopped. They're the one band that I've always listened to, no matter kind of what phase in my life. I think the first time I heard Deftones is, I think Be Quiet and Drive was on, like, it wasn't Tony Hawk. It was on, I think it was on the Matt Hoffman BMX game. I know they had 2 records out before that, but I mean, that band is amazing. It's like how it can be so moody, so heavy, and so emotional pretty. At the same time. Yeah. I don't know. It's a very nice comment. So thank you very much.
Yeah, it's awesome. And you know what's interesting too is that in our old band, when we were in Iwabo, all those guys were, I mean, I've always been obsessed with Deftones, but those guys were even more so, to the point where every night Mikey would warm up with Digital Bath on his kit to do like sound check.
And Steven would always warm up with
play
I didn't even know that was a Deftones song.
Yeah, so good.
And then I heard that song. I was like, hey, that's Steven's warm up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that it's like, so Michael was already a fan, but my old band kind of helped me discover a profound appreciation for Deftones, because I got to play a festival that they were playing, and I was just so blown away. But yeah, they are a band that now I really, really am a huge fan of. Of course, I knew all their like singles and stuff because they were actually like kind of broken into the mainstream back in the day. But I really appreciate them now. And the thing that makes me so happy that people do compare us to Deftones is just like, number one, the staying power of that band, where I don't feel anything that they've done doesn't really feel dated. It feels kind of eternal and like it's always good.
Oh yeah.
And then my favorite thing about that band is they're so fluid, and they can go from anything they want. They can go from, something really beautiful and ethereal to like a pretty heavy kind of scary thing. So that's always a huge, any band that can do that is like, that's my dream. I to go and put out a soft rock like Coldplay song, and then I'd like to be able to do a Meshuggah song. So I really appreciate that comparison.
Yeah, or one of the most heavy songs you've ever written, which is what we're doing for the next single.
Guys, by the way, on that Patreon, like you can pretty much hear a full song that it doesn't even have vocals recorded yet. You're going to hear it in real time being done.
I've already tracked the guitars and bass,
so on the Patreon.
We put up a vlog of that.
Yeah, Michael made a little vloggy vlog.
But yeah, we
it's
love
our
Deftones.
heaviest song yet.
Yes.
It's like so heavy to me that it like makes me laugh when I hear it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Like it's like almost too much. Yeah. Like it's but I love it.
All right. But yeah, we love Deftones.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I didn't know about this. This is Corey Cudmore is asking a really cool question. You can.
Ooh, if you could do a Feistodon type RSD release when Feist and Mastodon covered each other's songs with any non-metal artist, who would you choose and which Beyonce song would it be?
Oh my God. You know what? I would never, ever cover a Beyonce song in this band other than Haunted, because it's like her one song that is, it's like the structure of it is weird, and it's like the one song of hers that I can actually hit the notes in.
Yeah.
Like it's from her Beyonce CD from like 2013. And oh my God, first I couldn't do, you guys, you don't understand. Like I could never even look at Beyonce. Like
you would melt.
The time will come, like the connections are too hard to ignore. It's starting to be like, I know this person who works for this, and I know this person who works for this and that for the Yancey. And listen up, like if I ever see her in real life, I appreciate her so much that I wouldn't even look at her because I know she's sick of it. That's how much I love Beyonce. If I went to the Rock Nation brunch and she was there just looking so cool, I wouldn't even talk to her. I wouldn't even look at her. Because you know what? I would be like, give her a break. That's how much I love her.
Give her a break.
So I would only do that one. And then Beyonce would not want to cover one of our songs because she would think it was horrible. Yeah. She would be like, what is this?
Yeah.
I'm Beyonce. Actually, she'd probably be very nice and go, that's good for you. But I think that what would be like a band that we actually would do that with?
We've talked about covering that Never Ending White Light song, the one that Dallas Green did.
Oh. Well, on
the Grace.
Yeah.
The Grace. We've talked about that.
On the Patreon, this isn't something that I'm dedicating to every month because it depends on how much work it is for Michael while he's trying to like get our album done.
Yeah.
But I have like a whole lineup of songs that I really, really want to do vocal covers of. And so we'd probably, the guys would have to obviously make an instrumental for me. And I really would think it would be cool to do that with like the 1975.
Yeah.
There's a lot of their songs that I would really like to do my own like darker version of.
Yeah.
Aw.
How was the feeling of hearing a song playing on radio? Hugs from Brazil.
Aw.
It was mental.
It was just doesn't seem like it is real.
Yeah.
And especially because it came and went so quickly. Like we were like, oh my God, we're in the top 13.
Yeah.
We're going to break the top 10. What if we go to number 1?
Yeah.
And then we just got all of our fans to be like, everyone tweet.
They bombarded them and then it was just like, boom.
And then it just died. So we were like, so it was
really, a cool couple weeks.
Yeah,
though.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
I don't even know, and I wouldn't be sad if it never happened again, because I truly don't feel like that is where we belong, on Octane. But that was so satisfying.
We're very, very grateful for the opportunity.
We're so thankful.
Bill, did you hear it on the station?
Yeah, and I think like I had so many people, like a lot of like more like normie friends and a lot of family members that were sending a screenshot of it in the car or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's always like a really good feeling for if you've been in a band for 10, 15 years like us, and like finally our family can be like, oh wow, they finally did it.
It's like
a quantifiable family thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like
other people like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I honestly didn't think that there was going to be a song that we did that had like a double drop C breakdown that would be played on Octane.
Yeah.
I think that's hilarious. I think that's so funny.
Yeah, and I'm so grateful to it was so cool to see my band's name on like the chart with all those other bands that are huge bands that have been around forever. It was so cool to see our name on there. And then I couldn't believe it. The thing I think that got me so badly was that there was like the intro to it. So every time it would come on, the radio would stop and this guy would be like, "You're listening to Octane Radio. Here's Spiritbox. Blessed be."
Yeah. A squid and the monkey in the morning. Here's Spiritbox.
On Kiss FM.
Yeah.
And so it just blew. We listened to Octane like nonstop because we would just run out to our car when we saw that it would be on and we'd go out and listen. Yeah.
We're
so that
idiots.
was cool. Hugs from Brazil. We hope to see you soon.
Hopefully soon.
In real life.
Thank you for the nice question.
Yeah. Yes.
On your Patreon, will you be discussing gear and recording techniques?
Oh yeah, bud.
Oh yeah.
Bud.
There'll be a lot of that, bud.
Oh, bud. You're gonna cancel your membership. That's how sick of it you're gonna be. You're gonna hate. It's because that is where these two dudes are passionate.
Yeah, Bill's got a pretty crazy bass rig, and
it's about to get crazier, and we're gonna show you guys how we're gonna do it.
And you think we're not gonna make all of our cool guy friends talk about their nerdy stuff on our Patreon? You got another thing coming. You think we're not going to force our little drummer boy Zev to go through his drum stuff on there? You got another thing coming.
Oh yeah,
we're calling in favors to everyone.
Yeah, we are calling in favors from people. But yeah, like a lot of the time too. Some of the time we have to record ourselves and send it out to get mixed and mastered. Sometimes with an engineer, sometimes not. And so we're going to be going through the process of how we do that, how to get it all clean, how to do the MIDI, how to get all the DIs ready to go and send them off so that whoever you choose to mix your stuff will actually, is going to have a good time doing it, as opposed to like yelling and swearing when they get your stuff. So
because guys, I'll tell you what, most of you that send your stems out, you know what? I hate to break it to you, but every engineer and guy that's mixing it, they secretly hate it. They're like, "Oh my God, these stems, they're so crappy," and they don't know how to tell you.
They gotta be good.
Yeah, so trust me, just learn how to give good ones, because then you'll save yourself years of people being secretly mad at you behind your back.
And no one wants that.
No one wants it.
No one wants that.
No. Oh.
Y'all the best in the biz. What is your favorite local Canadian metal band from back in the 2000 and 2010s? Well,
Tragedy.
This is embarrassing, but mine would be a band that Bill used to be in. They were called A Textbook Tragedy. And basically, it's like what sparked a lot of my inspiration to do what we do now. And if you have a moment to listen to it, you should check out their record called Intimidator.
It's still so cool.
Because it's still mental and it's absolutely amazing. So that's A Textbook Tragedy, and the album is called Intimidator, and also one of the best cover albums I've ever seen too.
Thank you, Michael.
I mean, sorry.
Album covers?
The cover album done by Cody Fennell.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I thought maybe they had a cover album.
Trying to call me out.
I thought maybe they had a cover album.
That would be awesome.
I didn't know about. Yeah. But yeah, that I say that too, because Bill is like, you guys don't understand. He is Western Canadian metalcore royalty.
He wears a crown.
Yeah, and so when we were younger, like we would go and watch Bill's bands play and just like hope to be a part of it. And we've all actually all played shows together back in the day. And that we still love that band. It's really embarrassing actually. Like if you put on any one of their songs, Michael and then our photographer Kyle, like they know every single drum beat to the song. They can air drum perfectly along to the song.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's, you guys check it out.
You gotta listen.
Yeah, gotta.
You gotta get educated.
Good. And then the
funny thing is though,
what?
Tell us.
Is that our Magenta Fallen Archaea is a far superior record to Intimidate.
Well,
better everything.
That's kind of you to say, but
better songs, better production, better clean singing, better scream.
You know what? Actually, Bill, you know what I was thinking about the other day is that it's really funny that we did that 7 years ago, and that was my first project with Dan, and that
sounds insane.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, he kills it.
So yeah,
He's
guys,
insane.
the guy that does all the Spiritbox stuff, that is him and Michael's first thing together, and technically me as well, because
Courtney actually was
I did
on
the
it.
singing on it.
Yeah, she did a lot of singing on it, and it was just really interesting that I was just thinking about that. Like Dan's done all of our stuff, and he like is such a influence on what we do, and we started 7 years ago together. So
is there any ones that we weren't in though that we're fans of?
I guess Misery Signals. Does that count?
No.
What
we don't count as a local.
It's half Canada.
It says local.
Local.
No, they're pros, professional.
They're pros.
What about 3 Inches of Blood? They're Vancouver and
semi-pro or lower.
Semi-pro, dude.
Semi-pro or lower.
A Javelin Rain. Do you guys remember a Javelin Rain?
No. How old are you? 48?
Me, yeah.
Yes, I am.
But yeah, I don't know. I'd say Fallen Archaea was my favorite and Textbook Tragedy.
Damn.
But yeah, if you ever want, like, listen to our old bands. It's first of all hilarious.
It's hilarious.
And then also like, it's all these guys are all good musicians, so it's still good in my opinion.
There's some good stuff in there.
We got a lot of like honky horns and stuff in our old stuff. But yeah, thank you for the kind question.
Yeah,
that was just Bill planted that question there.
Yeah, he did.
So that we would.
He paid for that.
Yeah, so that we would be nice.
He just wanted a little morale boost.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I don't know where Zev is. Someone said, "Where?
Where's our boy Zev?" Zev's probably watching.
He's probably watching.
He's in New York.
He's in New York.
He's not in New York. He's in Philadelphia.
Oh, he's in Philly. He's in Philly.
Yeah,
he's at Bada Bing. You have the gabagool. Have the CD.
You guys would be really happy to know that we found the most precious angel person to drum with us, and like he's so talented that he's even helping us with a lot of stuff with the stuff we're writing. Like Michael will send him stuff and he helps with MIDI.
Oh, he's writing all that stuff. He's writing our drums right now.
So we're you guys will get to know Zev a little bit better because number one, he has a lot of expertise to share with you, and number two, he's at the point in this band where he will do whatever we say, and he wants to. He wants us to like him.
Yes.
So when we say Zev, you got to show people how you do your like drum MIDI, or how you set up to do recordings, or how you teach yourself how to learn, like, because he learns songs so quickly. We're gonna definitely
it's mental. Actually.
We're going to take advantage of that and have him share that with you guys, because he is just so wise beyond his years. I feel like you'd be those of you that like drums, or at least like writing drums, would be really into it.
He's insane.
Yeah.
Bill, what's the best Marilyn Manson record?
Antichrist Superstar.
Why do you say that?
I think I was like probably just the one I know the most because it was the first one I heard in 1996. I was a small child.
Whoa.
As was I.
Do you want to hear a funny story about this? Actually,
yes.
Is that I remember my mom came into my mom is a very nice lady, but she's very, very religious. There's nothing wrong with that, but I always get a kick out of this. Is that one time she came into my room and she's like, "Bill, what are you doing? What are you listening to? Heavy metal?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Well, do you know what they listen to in hell for music?" And I was just like, "What?" She said, "Marilyn Manson."
Oh.
And she was dead serious.
Whoa.
I was like, sick.
Oh.
I want to go
I'm
there.
gonna listen to it more.
I wasn't into that stuff when I wasn't cool enough to when I saw that stuff when I was a little kid. Like I wasn't even scared of it. I just was like,
"Oh my god,
this is nerdy."
When I was that age, when I was really young, it was like System of a Down, Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park, like Hybrid Theory. To me, was like my Bible for so many years.
System of a Down was my gateway.
Toxicity, yeah. Toxicity. Yeah. Even now, I put on Toxicity a couple weeks ago, and it still stands up.
The toxicity of our city. Of our city.
What'd you say, Bill?
I could play Toxicity front to back. Like that record was everything. And it came with a DVD of them recording. I think it was one of the first times I've ever seen that. It was like a behind the scenes thing. And it was really funny.
I didn't get to really appreciate that whole musical era until I was older. Like I was just like I was a normie. Like I knew all the songs that were on the radio, but I never like purchased their album and stuff. And it's like I was just such a lame normie. I just listened to whatever was on the radio constantly when I was a kid. But in my defense, I was like 10 years old. We can't all be cool 10-year-olds.
Yeah, that's true.
But Good job.
Thank you for the question, and Connor. Connor.
It's so weird not having to like look at everyone's questions and just focus on the one question, because usually we're like trying to be nice and answer people's questions, and then we are also trying to like out of the corner of our eye we'll notice someone just like saying some crazy spam in the chat, and we're trying to be like, someone will be pouring their heart out and we're like trying to be respectful, but at the same time trying to like block somebody. So now poor Cody's having to do
Cody's
all that
having
stuff.
to do it.
Yeah.
Have you considered using the Neural DSP Cortex once it's released? I would love to check it out. I've heard nothing but incredible things for the people that got to try it out at NAMM, which I think it was even in like, its beta stages where, it didn't have full functionality and people were still like,
is that
whoa.
the physical thing?
Yeah, it's like
the pedal.
It's the pedal, yeah, and it's got a touch screen, and you can, it's basically, apparently it's like, 5 times more powerful than the average modeler or whatever,
What?
And it's going to be really interesting to see how people take to it when it's released. I think it's going to be incredible, and I would love to get my hands on one. But
is this like a basement thing?
It's also a basement thing. Yeah, I imagine that a lot of people are going to switch over just because of pure practicality for the road and stuff. And
a full touchscreen though, no buttons.
There's
buttons too, and they spin.
Yeah, there's physical knobbies. So like
okay.
when like on like a pedal board, when you like stomp a button, those turn so that those the dials.
Ooh.
But anyways, I would love to try it out.
We'll try them out.
We'll try it out.
Thanks, Glenn. Great. Now these guys are gonna buy more stuff.
Yeah, thanks, Glenn. Thank you.
I just got a Kemper, and now I'm gonna sell it and get this other thing.
Thanks, Glenn.
What are you doing to us, Glenn? My bank account. Glenn again. Where do you send your tracks for mix and master? Daniel Bronstein of the Hallway Studios mixes and masters all of our music.
And
Los Angeles,
produces our
California.
stuff.
Los Angeles, California.
He has been every single thing that the band has done. It's been the same person mixing and mastering it.
And we send it through the interweb.
But now things have changed, and until the pandemic, and we had to cancel everything.
We were scheduled to record our record
with Dan
mid-April.
But he lives in America and we live in Canada, so we had to cancel it for now. Mm-hmm. But that's how we did Rule of Nines and Blessed Be. We actually, those are the first ones that we got to from inception, got to be with Dan for every step. It was so much cooler.
It was really fun and awesome and super cool.
Yeah.
But that's who does it.
And I think that's who'll always do it until he
decides that he's done with us and never wants to talk to us again.
Yeah, and then we're just gonna come to it.
Also known as 6 months from now.
Yeah.
Bill, how many cats do you have, and what are their names?
I have 3 cats. 2 of them are brothers, and one of them is the sister is a baby. All 3 are adopted from the Vancouver Orphan Cat Rescue Foundation. Their names are Jasper and Bug are the 2 brothers, and Sally is the baby. One of them's over there, and 2 of them over there.
Bill, somewhere. Do you remember when we watched your cat almost commit suicide off of the balcony? When we were hanging out
another one of those did it today. It was trapped outside all night crying, and I thought it was the neighbor's cat. And then it was running on down on that thing I had to grab it. I live on the fourth floor of an apartment building, and my cats like jump along the railing, but sometimes they get stuck. And I want to grab it off the railing, but if I don't do it fast, it'll like fall.
Tell the
story, Michael.
That was one of the most terrifying moments of my life. I was sitting there just hanging out, and we're looking at this cat that's just kind of like jumping on the what would you call it? The railing. And to Bill, I was like, is he going to be okay? And he's like, yeah, he does this all the time. It's totally fine. And then we continue talking or whatever. Then all of a sudden we look over and this thing just tries to jump to the other patio, but then bails halfway through and barely makes it to the other one hanging on, and me and you just went wide-eyed like, oh my god, because as you said, you're on the 4th floor. So yeah, that was terrifying. But yeah. And
there's another cat that also is a black cat that lives in Bill's building, and it jumps to Bill's balcony, and then Bill will just go out there and there'll just be like this other black cat. And I think that Bill's neighbor probably thinks that Bill is such a freak and is like trying to steal his cat, so that way it's like he just goes around stealing black cats.
Yeah, I am trying to steal it.
Yeah, he is. He was like so mad when the guy came over and said,
"Hey, come on!"
He was like, "No,
just one more day."
Yeah, just blasting Marilyn Manson and hanging out with all the black
What?
Thank you for the question, Ryan.
Yeah.
Oh, Spiritbox fan.
It's the Spiritbox
It's the Spiritbox fans.
Hey.
Hello.
All of them at once.
Yeah,
They're
hey,
asking the
bud.
same question.
Well, that's
Will
way
you
easier.
do? Yes, it is. Will you do any more podcast interviews?
You guys, we just do what people invite us to.
We do what we're told.
We do what we're told. If
We're
someone
slaves.
you guys, there's not a bunch of people beating down the door being like, we gotta get Courtney on the podcast.
Yeah.
Like, if you annoy people that have podcasts enough, they'll ask us to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's true.
So, like, our friends Andrew and Johnny have a podcast. We're gonna go on that.
It's called the Just Noise Boys.
It's really good.
It's very good. They just started it.
And it's very interesting if you listen to it. I'd like to do the Copper Crab podcast with Cheney and Naveen.
Yes.
Because I think that their podcast is really good. I will force that upon them.
Yes.
I will invoke my friendship rights to peer pressure them into having us on.
Yes.
And I really want to be I want to go on the Lead Singer Syndrome podcast.
Oh, Shane's?
With
Yeah.
Shane Told. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. Like I've learned more about people that I'm friends with from touring on that podcast than I did in like the months of touring with them.
Yeah.
Like there's people that I've known for 5-8 years that I listened to their podcast with Shane, and there's just stuff that I didn't know about them in their lives that I just was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And so, that's what I'd really like to do. But we have a lot of friends with podcasts. So until those cool people decide to be, peer pressured into working with us, we will peer pressure our very talented friends to let us be on their podcast.
Yes. Let us in.
Let me in.
Let me in.
Let me in.
Yeah.
Let me in. Oh, look.
Brandon, we appreciate you, Cody.
Oh, how
Thank
did that
you,
one?
Cody.
How did that one make it into
That's
the
crazy.
chat?
That just slipped in
It
there.
just slipped. It's almost like Cody wanted us to
It's
know
almost like he just wanted us to know.
Cody wanted us to know our place.
Yeah. Remember, I own you.
You guys, you honestly give it up for Cody though, because
he's the man.
This must be the most annoying stuff.
Yeah, he's just sitting there just being like, come
he's like,
on,
remember whose house this is.
Yeah, I own this.
Who gents the hardest?
No, actually, wait a minute. I think he's saying who DJ Ents.
Yeah, who is DJ Ent? Who
Bill,
DJs Ents the hardest?
Bill,
what does that mean? What's a gent?
Is that your DJ name?
DJ Ents?
DJ
No.
Ents?
Is
No.
the Ent the tree from Lord of the Rings?
Is it?
The big tree people? Are those called Ents?
No. They're beard in them?
Yeah, the tree guys.
Treebeard. That was the main guy's name, right?
Yeah, but what is the race of the tree called?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Whatever. Anyway, it's
Let me pull up my Lord of the Rings lore Bible here. Ooh.
Pass theory.
Yeah. Who gents the hardest? Me.
Michael's right hand.
Michael's the most genty of all of us. He's the most in. Michael's the most genty because when he really likes something, he goes like this.
Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah.
And I feel like that's really aggressive and genty.
Very aggressive. Very aggressive.
No, it's okay.
Yeah. But I started doing it because he did it, and then like I was like walking around in public doing that, and people thought I was going to kill them because I'm walking around going.
Yeah, I do that too.
But you know what? It feels good.
When you
put on something that's I know you will.
Rocket,
when
man.
you put something on that just grooves and you do that, I mean, it feels good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think
Fight
Michael's
me
the
otherwise.
most. Michael's the most genty.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Apparently. For Courtney, how difficult has it been being female in the metal community?
Yeah, bud.
Do you feel like you are as accepted as your male counterparts? Biggest obstacle you have faced? Take it away, Courtney.
My name is Courtney LaPlante, and I have something to say. How difficult has it been being female in the metal community? Well, I'll tell you what, it's been just as hard as existing as a woman in any community ever that is male dominated, because newsflash to all of you, it is trash. It is very trash having to deal with people invalidating what you do all the time just because you have a gynae. And do I feel like I'm as accepted as my male counterparts? That's kind of a double answer. In general, no, because there's two sides. There's either people that are like, well, they come up to you and they're like, oh, well, I think that every single girl that does metal is a piece of shit and looks like an idiot and they make me want to puke my brains out. Except you, I think you're pretty good. And then I'm like, is that a compliment? Because that sucks, dude. Like, just
come on, dude.
Come on, dude. Just say I think you're good. But they have to they have to quantify it by that. And then but at the same time, the second part to that is then there's the double-edged sword of people saying that, you're okay for a girl, like you're one of the good ones. Or there's people that are just like, oh, girl, you're a girl and you everyone tells you what to do and how to sing and how to dress and you have like none of your own agency.
My favorite is when people are like, Courtney, do you write your own lyrics? Or like, I mean, the guy's telling you what to do, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're the ones writing the lyrics, right?
Don't even get me started. You guys have you know what? Those of you that are girls or are in a band with a girl, I don't have to explain this to you, but it is like, it's comical. Also,
one more thing to add. One of my favorite moments is when we play one of our first shows and one of the guys at the table looks at you and goes, so like, what like brought you into this? So like, wait, give me a minute here. Like, why? And if you just like do the thing and then come off, would you ever in a million years go up to him and be like, hey, how come you're doing this?
Hey,
like
Misha from Periphery, how did you get into this? Like,
yeah, like what's up with that?
How did you get into this? And you're like, what? What do you mean? How did I get into it? I just heard some.
Yelling.
I heard some freaking heavy music and I said, this is dope. And then I was like, my parents don't understand me, just like everybody else. Yeah. So that's weird. But then there's a third part. There's a third part to the answer. There's always a third layer. There's always another layer.
Much like
I think that I'm not as accepted, but it has gotten way better. If I go back to when I first started doing this in 2007 and I go to now, I think it's a much more healthy environment for women to be in. And I think that the people that like our band, they are already, good. They're good enough human beings that they just play and not just immediately cling on to the fact that I'm a lady and like that either delight them or make them mad. So they're already like open-minded, good people who just respect everyone. And so I think our fans are really cool about it and nice. And they are open to, treating you with respect, which is, to be quite honest, guys, I'm not congratulating you. That is the bare minimum that everyone should be doing. But it makes me really happy because I feel like I can be myself around you guys. The biggest obstacle that I faced with it is just like people not taking me seriously. And it's just a constant struggle. But you know what? I've spent enough time complaining about it. Don't worry. This will come up again and I will continue to rant because I have so much to say on it. And I think that's going to be one of the things I haven't even told you guys this yet, but on the Patreon, I wanted to do like interviews with other women in our music world. Yeah. And I was thinking, I found today on my run, I was like, I know what I want to name it. The segment. What? I want to call it Good for a Girl.
Nice.
Get it? Because it's like, because that's how everyone always tells us, oh, you're good for a girl. Yeah. So I want to call it Good for a Girl.
There you go.
Or it'll be called Ginies Are Us.
I think the first one's probably
Good better. For a Girl.
Thank you for that question.
Yeah, what a great question.
It's very nice of you to ask us that. How do you get such a filth tone out of a Fender Jaguar bass, Bill?
Well, I didn't. The bass that I used in the Mara 1 video is not the bass that Michael used to record. What did you use? A jazz bass, 5-string jazz bass?
We used for the first record. We used a
for Mara 1.
A 5-string Ibanez SDGR.
Oh, okay. And then into a Sansamp probably, right?
I don't know what Dan used. I would assume that it was probably a Sansamp, yeah.
But listen, if you do want to get a filthy tone out of a Fender Jaguar bass, all you got to do is get a dark glass X7 pedal,
Oh yeah,
and then you're good to go.
that'll
I think I must have used it though on some of the 4-string stuff when we jammed, but I've only used the Dingwall stuff when we played shows, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was pre Dark Glass Dingwall Evolution.
Yeah.
So
that
it
was back
like,
in the Sansamp days.
You even tried that Squire hybrid bass for a minute too.
Yeah, that thing was pretty cool, but it just with our low tuning, you just need big strings. The scale length is insane. Yeah. But you just got to be a big boy and deal with it.
A big boy.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for the question, Callum.
Thank you.
And what are your thoughts on the future of the music industry? With YouTube, Live, Patreon, etc., it's becoming easy to bypass labels and go straight to the fans.
Well,
we
still, everyone, those things are great, but it's just really hard to still come up with enough money to quickly the way that you would on a label, to quickly have access to a lot of money immediately. Mm-hmm. And some stuff, sometimes, it's really hard to front all that stuff on your own. So I think that labels are still, they're still relevant right now. We're the type of band that we do everything ourselves, but if a good offer comes a knocking, we are very interested in working with a label, because it's you have the expertise, you have the giant pool to take from having the team, and then mm-hmm. just having the immediate capital, just you need $50,000 to record this, there you go, it's in your account. Yeah. So I don't know. I think that the nice thing about YouTube Live and Patreon and stuff is that it gives bands like us that gone on a label like that yet, it gives them a chance to feel confident and have the leverage that an agency that they need to make a good decision. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would say that it's a better time than ever to grow, whether it's a band or a brand or whatever, because you're actually able to utilize the tools that are available to you. Right?
You don't have to sell yourself short. Yeah. And I think a lot of people are so blinded by the big shiny idea of being on a label, mm-hmm. they kind of overlook the actual hard facts of what they're giving up and what they're getting in return. Yeah. Because they're just so desperate to get that validation. So I think that YouTube Live and Patreon and all that, it gives us that validation to be able to be compensated for what we're doing in a way that makes it so that we're not so stressed out about that. And I think it's that's the only way that you can make good decisions about what you do with whether it's music or whatever, any business. Eventually you're going to get to a point where you're going to have to start giving out some percentages of your stuff. So if you want to grow, bring people in. So it just I just feel a lot more secure now that we have this, that I can make good decisions for us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for the question.
Yeah, that's a good question.
For the instrumental versions on Patreon, is it just no vocals or are there options? Right off the bat, we were thinking just, but we've also thought of doing stems later on down the road when we have it more put together and everything.
We just want to make sure they're immaculate for you.
Yeah, yeah. We just got to make sure it's all organized and everything like that. So, but for right now, yeah, we're just going to be offering an instrumental version per month. Thank you, Brendan.
Brendan.
Thank
you.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yes, Joshua.
Yes. Bass playthroughs, YouTube and Patreon.
We're gonna be doing gear rundowns. We're gonna be doing teaching how to play specific riffs, and we're gonna be doing full-on playthroughs as well. If you go there right now, you'll see Courtney's one-take playthrough of Rule of Nines, and you'll also see some studio vlogs, and a studio vlog, and
song that's has not been even created all the way yet.
It's not even finished, and you'll also get some Guitar Pro stuff. So lots of instrumental stuff, lots of guitar and bass focused stuff. So and those of you that you aren't interested in the Patreon, don't worry.
it's not like we're just going to go completely silent on all of our other social media platforms. We're still going to hang out on there, and we're still going to, we're still going to give you guys content because, we're a new band and we're still trying to grow our band and get as many people to hear who we are as possible. And so these things are going to kind of happen like parallel to one another. Mm-hmm. And some things will end up making their way in some form, whether it's just like a small clip or something, to YouTube. So don't feel bad if that's not something that is like interesting to you or in your budget. You'll still get to see some stuff. It's just, not gonna lie, the Patreon people are gonna see like
spoiled
the dopest shit, and you will see the dopest shit. You'll see some dope shit like later on. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Some of the stuff, guys, is going to take a little bit more time. I'm sure most of you know, but not all of you know, is that Michael and Courtney live on an island and I live in Vancouver. So even when we're not quarantined to our homes, it is a bit of a trek. So we get together when we can, we kind of just blast out projects. So, we'll make it happen for you. Don't worry.
Yeah. This is only the beginning.
Tease the beginning. Will we see any physical media for purchase?
Darrow, yes, like we will, but again, it's just gonna be one of those things. It's just gonna be one of those things that we've put out like pre-orders of physical CDs and vinyl a couple times, and here's what we've learned. Number one, we can't afford to front it without a pre-order, and because it's expensive. And number two, we hate having you guys have to wait so long after you've already given us your money to then receive your product. And so we're kind of at a standstill because I hate that. I want to buy and get into production the vinyl or CDs first and then tell you guys about it. Yeah. And that way you have more instant gratification and you don't have to like go, well, I hope here's $20. I hope I get my stuff in 5 years.
Yeah.
So I really, we will do it soon. We just want to figure out a way to do it that doesn't involve you having to wait so long for the thing that you were so kind to buy from us. Yeah. That's all I got to say about that.
Yes.
Nice.
And yeah.
Nice.
Let's see.
For an individual trying to create music, what recommendation approach starting out would you have for me to find a crowd that likes my music while going the internet route? That's a good question, Aaron. I would say just do the best you can creating as much content as possible, whether it's visuals, whether it's music videos, whatever you can to blast to people, online via ads, or just trying to link up with people that have the same interests or the same taste as you, and or bands even that you look up to that are similar style, and commenting on their stuff, or just trying to show as many people as possible your material. Yeah. I think honestly it comes down to how much content you can create, and if you're able to utilize the whole ad service from Facebook and YouTube. It's a good starting point. Obviously, not to go overboard with it and pay way too much money, but visuals are a huge plus, and I think that most people are more attracted to checking something out if it has a compelling visual. So yeah, that'd be my 2 cents.
And I would say just be proactive in just in all the different places that social media places that you frequent. Just if there's a band that you really like, go on their subreddit and talk with all the people that like that band. And, when you get to know each other, the idea of you doing music, that's going to come naturally, and people are going to be able to support you there. Mm-hmm. So just little stuff like that, whether it's like a Discord server of other people that it's like the same genre as you, or like a bunch of a subreddit about gear or something, just whatever all of you have in common, I would start there and, just organically, just let it go. And remember what I always say, don't let geography limit who you work with and who is on your team. Mm-hmm. It's the least important part of his geography. You don't want to you don't want to look back and say, I chose this person because they live in my town. You want to look back and say, I chose this person to manage me or make my video or be a part of my band because I love them and I love what they're doing, and they enhance the band. So I think as long as you do that, it's all just going to happen organically and you're going to feel satisfied with what you're doing.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
How deep does the symbolism in the Blessed Be video go? I don't even know where to start, dude. First of all, there's like every music video that our band's ever done, there's an Easter egg in that video representing all 9 other videos that we've made. And then there's so much. In fact, he doesn't even know this yet, but I've already decided that like we're going to do a Q&A with Dylan, the person that created that music video, because he just has so much knowledge about everything, obviously, because it's something that and I'm going to have him go on Patreon and explain how he does stuff, because I think it's too cool to overlook. And Bone Wisher, cool. I think that you're going to really wish that you joined the Patreon to see that. But if you don't, we'll talk about it later. It's all good.
So we are running out of time here, guys. We have probably about 5 minutes left. So we're gonna try to do as many questions as possible in the next 5 minutes. But we
blast them out.
We also just want to say that we can't thank you guys enough for hanging out with us, giving us your time, giving us your questions. We started a Patreon today. It's at the bottom there. Join our Patreon at patreon.com/spiritboxband. If you have time to check it out and just see if any of it is, appealing to you.
Does it tickle your fancy?
Check it out. So thank you guys.
I'm proud of it. I hope that you guys like it. But if you have any other questions, we can do like a quick fire round.
Yeah, for sure. Plastic Ninja asks, what does the handwritten scan lyric sheet for Tier 3 mean exactly? I'm a bit confused by the name.
Well, I have my lyric book where I created all the lyrics, and so I'm going to scan that, and that way you will have that page. You can print it out or you can just have it on your computer, and it's an actual scan of the, because I write all my lyrics in handwritten in a notebook, so you will have that.
Print it out and put it in your locker.
Yeah, you can put it in your locker. You can put it on your mirror. You can put it on your fridge. You can do whatever you want.
Give it to your mom for Mother's Day.
Yes. Do you guys ever watch the YouTube reaction videos to your music videos? Yes, we do. A lot of the time.
We love them.
It makes us feel a part of things.
It's amazing getting to watch someone's actual, genuine first time discovering you, or discovering the song.
Yeah, especially because we don't really get to see that in person very often, so we love it.
It's awesome. Thank you, Alice the Wolf and Chance.
Thank you. Maybe that's the last question.
It might be the last
question.
Oh no, there's one more. Is there a chance in the future that the Mara Effect 1 through 3 live at Silverside would be put onto Spotify as one track?
No, that's going to go on the Patreon, though.
Yeah, it's probably going to go on the Patreon. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's something that, we kind of have to make a new version of that. We kind of have to get Zev in there and start pumping out some of our new songs. Probably sometime later in the year, and we'll probably do that. But, yeah, with that particular one... probably not going to go on Spotify.
Put it up on the Patreon.
Probably going to go on Patreon.
Put it up on Patreon.
Matt asks, how many of your tracks have live drums? 0. Bad 0. They're all MIDI drums.
Because we can't afford a drum room.
Yeah.
Because we can't afford a drum room.
Yeah.
But you know what? Eventually, we're going to do it because we've gone from being little babies to big fat daddies, and we're
little babies to big babies.
Yeah, big old babies.
Big babies.
Big old babies. So we'll do it sometime.
It will be sometime.
It'll be hella good.
What does the rest of 2020 look like for Spiritbox? A full length release? A tour?
Well, that's what we were gonna do.
We're working on a full length.
But then everyone, their lives were tourpocalypse. Ruined. So yeah, guys, we are ready to roll. We are just chomping at the bit to tour, and we will be putting out a full length, but we can't promise when it's going to be.
Yeah.
We're going to have it out in August, but now it's just going to be whenever we are able to physically get together to record it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do it, and then we will go on tour. So hopefully that's soon.
We have about 13 or 14 songs, and they are awesome, and we're very proud of them. Songs. And yeah, we got about 50, 11 of them.
Yeah.
And so it is a thing. and it will be happening this year.
Yeah, it exists.
Bill, do you have a favorite off of the self-titled EP, Bill?
Yeah, I would probably say Mario 3.
Yeah, me too.
I'd say so too. We played that on the After the Burial tour, and it was great. It
I love it.
was a lot of fun.
That's my fave.
Thank you, Dank Metal.
Yeah, thank you, you dank little baby.
Dank Memes.
Little mini.
Well, what do you guys think about the Ginger, the band comparison with 2 minutes left?
With 2 minutes left, I'll just say it's a little bit sexist. It is hella sexist, actually, because I think that if I was a boy or if Tatiana was a boy, none of you would say that.
But that being said, oopsies. That being said, we do love the band. We love Ginger.
And I'm honored that people would compare us, but I don't think it's quite for the reasons
that they think that
it is. I don't think that they are comparing us because the music is anything similar. I don't think our bands are similar at all. And there's several other bands that both of us would be better to be compared to. But what a compliment, because they're awesome.
And Tatiana is very good.
And she is absolutely amazing.
Sick.
And
Incredible.
I strive to be as good of a vocalist as her. So I like it, but at the same time, I know the underlying context there. The underlying misogyny.
Guys, with that being said, Bill, when are you buying a tiger?
You know what? I'm just going to say this really quick. Joe Exotic was really funny for 4 days. And the memes were great. The guy's a piece of shit. I'm sorry. He's an animal abuser. He treated his staff poorly. He groomed people for sex with drugs. Like, I'm just not into glorifying that guy. And I mean, I'm my fault. I thought he was really funny at first, but then I actually thought about it for 5 seconds. So I really don't think he's a very cool guy.
But that doesn't answer this person's question. When are you buying a tiger?
Never.
Well, we're going to buy a tiger after the first month's Patreon money.
Yeah, maybe a Nintendo Switch that has a tiger, like...
No, that's
printed
why
on
we're doing this Patreon, because we want a tiger. So thanks for the tiger.
No more Bill Exotic, guys.
Bill Exotic's dead.
All right, guys.
So,
with that being said, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. We have a one-take live playthrough that Courtney did of Rule of Nines, and it is on Patreon right now. You can go watch it if you like.
Signing up.
Even without signing up. We did launch that Patreon today. I mean, the world if you went and checked it out. And we love all of you, and we can't thank y'all enough for hanging out.
We miss you guys.
Thanks,
and we miss you.
We miss you guys so much. We want to go back on the tour.
We do.
And go do fun time stuff, man.
But we're going to keep working on our record, and that'll be out sometime this year. And in the meantime, we're going to keep posting updates, and we're going to keep, hanging out with you guys and doing live streams and doing stuff like this. And huge thank you to Sound Rink. Huge thank you to Cody for helping us out here.
Yeah.
Huge. And I don't know if you guys have anything to sign off, but that's all I have to say.
Now's the time where we end our live stream.
Yes.
And then we all immediately turn to each other and are very embarrassed of everything that we said. And we
just pretend that it didn't happen.
That we're gonna get canceled. But you know what? I think today we are on our very good behavior.
I'd say so.
If this was only a YouTube video, I'd leave it up. Yeah, because we normally just delete them because
we just delete them
because they're very sloppy.
Yes.
So we really appreciate all of you guys,
Yeah.
and take a chance. Take a chance on the Patreon if that's something you're into. I think that it's going to be really. Whether you go on it or not, I'm going to have fun making it, and I'm going to give it my all. So
give me a hell, give me a
yeah.
All right.
Stand up right now.
You guys are great. We love you all, and we miss you.
Yes. Bye,
Bye.
guys.